Good afternoon from Los Angeles, everyone. It's Alissa, Coram, and Ed Carson here. We've got a look at the stock market today. And Ed, it was another green day on Wall Street. We're going to be taking a look at two big cap tech stocks and a Warren Buffett-backed payment name.
Yeah, and good morning, good afternoon, Ali. Apple continues to lead the market higher, just powering on ahead. FANG stock Google cleared another entry, at least intraday, and then Brazilian payment stock StoneCo had a nice breakout.
Yeah, we'll get to those, but first let's take a look at the major indexes. Here's a chart of the Nasdaq here, solidly in new high ground, although it did finish off session highs for the day, still up about 0.75% for the session. The Dow up 0.5% and the S&P 500 finishing up 0.4% for the day, but tech stocks just continuing to lead and power higher here.
Yeah, we've had some like 7 or 8 straight days of advances. I mean, really, except for that one horrible day that we had, it's just been up and up and up and up, and we just returned to that. It's hard to say anything wrong about this market, except maybe it'd be good if we could get a pause. But you know, the market's going to do what it's going to do, and it's a good time to be invested and focusing, especially on the growth stocks, as you say.
Yeah, well, let's take a look at some of those stocks, starting off with Apple, of course, leading the Nasdaq higher today, gaining over 2% and above average turnover. And Apple has just been on an incredibly strong run throughout this rally, starting off with that breakout from the cup with handle all the way back here in late April. And it's now up almost 30% from that level. So if you were one of the ones who bought this breakout, how would you be handling Apple with it now up so much and the NASDAQ up so many days in a row?
Yeah, I mean, there's not an easy answer. I mean, obviously the stock is performing very well. And, you know, when you get up to this level, you can certainly justify selling part of it or even taking gains. It really comes down to your conviction. One thing that's on the upside for Apple is that even if things go really badly, this is probably not going to be one that falls 15% or 20% in a day. You know, if there are bad things that happen, it may be bad. It may not be fun, but you know, that's one reason to say you might want to keep it longer, just because the downside is less. But it's definitely an art. It's definitely an art more than a science when you have a stock like this.
Yeah, it is. And we're talking about these strategies every morning on IBD Live. Our audience got a little bit of a taste of the various selling perspectives this morning. But yeah, if you do have a lot of conviction in this name, you don't necessarily have to sell into strength. You can wait for it to pull back to even a shorter term trend line if you don't want to wait all the way for a break of the 10-week to start trimming. So like you said, there's an art to it and a lot of different ways to handle something like this. And I guess a good problem to have, right?
It's a good problem to have. That's right. It's a good problem to have.
All right. And moving on to another one of the FANG Plus names, we've got Google testing a breakout today, finishing up almost 1%. And it kind of has been, you know, trying to hold above this handle. Looks like it's finally solidly above this buy point, and it now was testing a new handle entry today.
Yeah, I mean, maybe this is not a stock that you want to have your entire portfolio in, or stocks like this, but this is a solid stock. It's another solid performer here. You know, it actually is now $1 trillion stock. If you look at the market cap, it got right back to 1 trillion. That's, I guess, tiny compared to Apple's 1.59 billion.
Yeah.
That is so 999.53. So you didn't need to review. You know, on the daily was rounding up to a trillion. So this is, you know, it hasn't been a super outperformer, but it's been doing well in the last few months. You just sort of a gradual uptrend in the relative strength line over the last several months. So it's, again, this is a safe one. We've talked about plenty of high flyers, and those are great. And it's not saying that you should be out of those, but these are a couple of names. Obviously, Apple's been just a leader, and Google's doing fine right here. It'll be interesting to see if that can continue to do relatively well going forward.
Yes, and moving on, let's take a look at StoneCo, ticker STNE, with a nice move today, up almost 5%, breaking out over a handle entry at 40.27. So what are your thoughts here, Ed? I mean, we did see quite a drop here for StoneCo during the crash, but it has some promising promising backing from notable investors.
Yeah, Warren Buffett is an investor way back from around its IPO. T. Rowe Price is a major investor, including its New Horizons fund, which is a really popular IBD type mutual fund. This was a nice breakout here. It is an issue that it fell so hard, but there's a lot of those stocks that are economically sensitive that were growth stocks that have come back. This was stock of the day, and Michael Larkin, he wrote about it, and he mentioned that the weak dollar is really giving this a lift. And you're seeing that with some other foreign names, including like XP, that's a Brazilian name, Alibaba, that's in China. A lot of stocks that are foreign did very well today.
Well, definitely one for the radar as it takes out that psychological $40 mark. So we'll keep tabs on it from here. But those are just 3 names that with compelling chart action today. We're giving you a full breakdown every morning over on IBD Live. That is our morning live stream where our experts share their screens for the first hour plus of trade. And we get really into the nitty gritty technical analysis, fundamental analysis, looking at the fund sponsorship, all that good stuff to really help you with your portfolio and the different portfolio strategies as well to help you become a better investor. So we really just cover it all, don't we, on IBD Live?
Yeah, we do. And I think we have a really good time. I mean, Chris Gessel, our boss, he's on a 2-week vacation, but he couldn't stay away. He was on again the show today. He just, because we enjoy, we learn a lot from the show ourselves, and it's a really entertaining time.
Yeah, it is. And if you haven't checked it out, we hope you do. Head on over to investors.com/IBD Live for more details. And that's it for today. Just remember, these discussions are for educational and informational purposes only, so make sure to do your own research. But we'll see you right back here tomorrow. This is Alissa Coram and Ed Carson, and have a great rest of your day.